First of all, I would like to have my lovely wife come up. As it's been mentioned earlier, when you're in public life, it takes a lot of commitment from your family, and it is a big commitment. And I thank my wife for always being there to help support me, to be at all the different events that she goes to, and it's a pleasure to have her by my side. Thank you, Jeannie. I just have a few comments so we can get this meeting completed here.
5 pages?
5 pages. No, it's only 4. But it's big print, small print, yeah.
I almost had it right.
I'm honored to serve as Yuba City's mayor for a second term, and I'm hoping to accomplish projects that we as the city council have already been working towards, as well as working on new goals for our community. Our biggest concern is the much-awaited completion of our levee project. And happy to have one of our contractors here in the audience with us tonight. Thank you, Axel. I'm proud to say that I've participated on the Sutter Butte Flood Control Board from the beginning, starting in 2009, along with Councilmember Cash Gill, who will be the chairman in 2015. We will continue as the city's 2 representatives, and our goal is to have the levees finished by 2015. One of my major priorities is to continue to improve Yuba City's customer service. I believe we can do better for our citizens and businesses by stepping up and being more proactive. We will be taking the necessary steps to make that happen. Instead of saying, no, you can't do this, I want us to have the attitude of how can we help you accomplish your goal. When people need cooperation from the city, they don't often know what to ask or the procedures that they need to follow. We need to take the initiative to ask more questions and give thorough answers. We need to be that friend who will go out of the way to help. I've been asked numerous times about when we are going to construct the new 5th Street Bridge. Both the preliminary design and the environmental impact review have been finished. We will begin building that in 2016 or 17, depending on the funding cycles. The completion of that bridge could trigger major traffic congestion on the 2-lane section of Bridge Street between Cooper and Gray Avenue. What we need to do is widen that to 4 lanes. That work should be finished concurrently with the bridge construction so that we have a smooth transition. This will prevent a gap between the 2 projects that could cause bottlenecks and much frustration for traffic. We are working with SACOG to secure future funding, which will be about $9 million for that project. But to get the project underway, first we need the right-of-way property. The city owns approximately 60% of that, and it's still 40% that we need to obtain. This is critical to getting Bridge Street ready to handle the influx of traffic from the new bridge when it's completed. That's one of our priorities this year. Another challenge we are facing is housing. No new multifamily housing has been developed here in this city for 11 years. And it's primarily because it hasn't been financially feasible. The current impact fee formula is overreaching. We need to revisit the AB 1600 study that set the fees and work with the stakeholders to come up with an equitable solution that will fairly allow the multifamily housing choices that many of our citizens desire and need. This year, I want to see an increase of options in efficiency for making our utility payments. We can encourage electronic billing to reduce paperwork and postage costs. The greater number of customers who pay their used utility bills online will reduce the overhead for outsourcing and handling those accounts. This will also be a huge convenience and time saver for all of us able to take care of our utility bills at the click of a keystroke. And I think anyone who's driven down Garden Highway knows that the worst worn section is between Lincoln Road and Winship Road. We're taking action to get the first phase repaired along with the second phase continuing up to Percy Avenue. Both of these phases should be under construction by summer of 2015. Sutter County's general plan update proposed an increase to the city's sphere of influence to the south of Bogue Road. The keyhole area south of Lincoln to Bogue should be included in that area. Those residents already have fire, water, and sewer services provided by the city. They would get and become eligible for city police services if that was to be annexed into the city. Since annexation would provide higher level of services and cause no increased taxes for those residents, I think this is a positive solution for the residents in that area. With Kmart closing, I would like to see a new retail mixed-use development move there. Maybe a new box store. We've been in discussion with property owners and have expressed our strong interest that this is a prime retail area and it should be kept in its highest and best use. This ties in with the possible railroad right-of-way acquisition that has been being considered behind Kmart. Since they back up to that property, it would be an additional benefit for that development to move forward. In addition, by having that right of way, we could have access off of Highway 99 as a right-in out access, which would give us much better access to that retail area. We have been encouraged by our connections with the Chinese and the Far East markets. We have provided opportunities for agricultural exports. I want to continue this and to build those relationships to incrementally increase our market share and benefit local farmers, which in turn benefits our whole community. Last but definitely not least is to keep moving forward with privatization of as many city services as reasonable. The transition has begun, and it is a step-by-step process, but more can be transferred to contracted services, and that will help us in the long run when we try to balance our budget and provide the highest level of service at the lowest cost to our community. In my first term as mayor, I had the vision to make a difference, and I found that 1 year can go by very quickly. And as Mayor Cash Gill and John Buckland, previous mayor, can tell you, it goes by very fast. I was able to achieve much success with my goals for the city, but there is still more to do. With the teamwork of City Council and staff and support from our community, I believe we can reach and even exceed our expectations for 2015. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you, and I look forward to fulfilling the vision together. And now I'd like to have Terrell put up some slides. Many of you have been following on Facebook and know that my oldest son's youngest son, who was 19 months old, Tucker, was diagnosed with cancer last Monday. And we found out today that he has over 40 tumors in his body. And so they're going to be starting with an aggressive chemotherapy and radiation program. But I just wanted to share and give an update with what's happening with him. I think we've got one last slide there. Team Trucker. So if you wanted to help support him on Facebook, we covet your prayers. It's hard to understand why things like this happen to such young kids. But we know that prayer works, and we're holding him up in prayer. And now Would like to have everyone please stand for retiring of the colors. Honor guard, retire the colors. Please be seated. I'd like to thank the Beale Air Force Honor Guard for participating in our ceremony today. And I'd also like to thank Pastor Jim Carpenter for the invocation and Wendy Cooper for a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to close the meeting and thank you.